Hi guys, this is Kathy. I'm over here in Glory's garden, and I'm still out here in the garden this morning, and I was looking at my cabbage, and I see that they have plenty of holes in my cabbage that I moved over here to the raised bed. And I told you that I usually come in, I look on the back of the leaves, I scoot around in the mulch seeing if I could find anything. And on the back of this one I see two. I know you could probably see that one there. But it's a little tiny one. It's a couple of tiny ones on here. It's a tiny one here, right there, that spot. And then it's a tiny one here. So this one leaf have 3 on it. And this little one is just eating till it's thin. If you can see thin holes over here, it's not eating all the way through. It's just thin holes. But this big one, he's working his way. So that's how I seen some of my leaves this morning looking bad. So that's why I come out and I check those leaves and I dig around in the soil to see if I could find the worm. And this morning I got lucky. And I'm going to continue to check. And it's not that this isn't covered, because it is covered, but it do have a little hole right here. So I might put another thin layer on top of this. Or I don't want to put the shade cloth on it because it's not that hot and sunny here, especially on this side of the yard. So I didn't want to put the shade cloth on it because I know they need some kind of sun. But I can't have them eating up my plant either. So I'm checking these leaves out. Here's one on the back of here. So there's another one. He's caught all up into some wood chips. I don't go and eat the leaves after I see a bunch of wormholes in them. I don't eat them. I know some people be like, oh, you still can eat it. No, I can't. And that's just me. I don't like it. I'm not saying nobody else do it. I'm just saying I don't do it. Now, if I could kill them and keep the leaf, if it's not a lot of leaves on here, I will do that. But I don't usually eat the same leaf where I know the worm has been. I just don't do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just said I don't do it. Because sometimes those leaves, it is so many holes in those leaves, honey. Like this one, I see one here. Is just a little spot on it. So I'm just going to kill that worm. I'm not going to, well, I'm just going to erase the worm out or whatever y'all want to say. I'm not going to take that leaf off because it has one little tiny hole in it. So I just took the worm out of that. Yep, so I think I'm going to do some reinforcement over here. Because I do see a little hole in here, so I'll probably do some reinforcement. I don't want to, I could throw the shade cloth over this, but I don't want to just block all the sun. I could throw the shade cloth over it, but I don't want to block all the sun from the cabbage, because even though they're winter plants, I know they have to have some sunlight and stuff like that. But it's a little hole right here. So I might need to do some reinforcing just to keep anything out, a caterpillar, butterfly, moth, whatever, to keep that out. So that raised bed that I showed you, it has onions in there, which is supposed to be kind of a companion plant to help keep pests away, and is also netted, and it still had worms in there. I had found a total of 5 little caterpillar worms in there. So I am going to spray those. And this is what I'm spraying it with. Maggie's Farm 3-in-1 garden spray for organic farming. Thyme and peppermint oils is what's in here. So I got this off of Amazon. And I've been giving it a try, but I just been reluctant about spraying because, hey, I got the onions in there. I have the netting over it. But as you can see, that's not all it is. Some kind of way those things find a way to get in. Sometimes I see a moth all caught up in the netting. So they try to get in any way they can. And I did manage to fix the hole on that. I just was able to stretch the material because that is cheap netting. It was like 100 feet of netting that I got from Amazon. And it's just come in this big bolt like if you was buying material to make a dress. It comes in a big bolt like that. And you just cut it how you see fit to fit whatever you want to cover, and that's what I've been doing. So I probably tore it sometimes, or it is cheap netting, so it's not hard, but it did help a lot last year. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spraying the plants with this. And last year I sprayed my plants, but I sprayed them with something that I made up with peppermint oil and a little Dawn detergent. And so I'm spraying and it did work last year. I can say I had less pest pressure using the Dawn, because I know some people be like, well, that's not natural. And to me, it's not natural because it is a chemical to make up the soap. But I'm spraying the top and the bottom of the leaves. And I'm trying to keep it as natural as possible in the garden, but everything may not always be organic over here in Glory's garden. I'm not telling anyone else that they have to spray to keep the pest off. You could come out, pick your worms off, do however you want to do. But this is just what I do over here. And I don't spray often. I have used this before in the grow towers. I have already used this. But these my cabbage, honey, and I want my cabbage to grow, so. And then I'm just going to cover it back up. It's early in the morning. I'm pretty sure it'll have a chance to dry up before the sun comes out. And this area doesn't get a whole lot of sun. The sun will hit here on this side, but it won't, not now. With the fall, it'll get some sun, but not a whole lot, which is why I took the shade cloth off this area. And I'm hoping that that little spray will work. And I'm going to just cover it back up as tightly as possible to try to keep any bugs out. Me doing all that pulling. Yeah, okay. Oh, you gonna fall back in? Trying to fix this hoop that's in here. The soil is so fluffy over here. But I'm just gonna pin it back up and have it as tight as I can. Try to keep anything from being able to get through it. And that's what I'm doing over here in Glory's garden to try to protect my seedlings, my food. Spraying it with, and again, it's called Maggie's Farm 3-in-1 garden spray made with thyme and peppermint oil. And the ingredients on here is thyme oil, Gennaro cinnamon oil, peppermint oil. The Gennaro, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. It is G-E-R-A-N-I-O-L. And all of that equals up to 99.48%. And it says it has water. But you could smell the natural ingredients in here. You could smell the ingredients in here, and not just the peppermint oil, because it doesn't just smell like peppermint oil. But you could smell all the things combined. So, and I just gonna cover everything back up best I can. Get this netting fix on here. And pin it. I do see another little hole back here. So what I'm gonna do is to help protect that side where I see the hole, I'm gonna flip the shade cloth halfway up the back, which is not gonna matter because the sun is coming from the front area of this. So, but that'll keep a bug from being able to get in. So, you know, and what we do the best we can. That's what we do over here. We do the best we can to protect our food. As y'all can see, I keep touching my hair because it really gets on my patience. That's why sometimes I have this band on and still have it in a ponytail. because I don't like it all swinging down. When I'm at work, I do the same thing. I don't like it all swinging down and in the way, because it does get in the way a lot. Right now I'm stuffing it inside of the hoodie, hoping that helps. It's not quite hot out here. I just grabbed this it's not cool out here. I just grabbed this to throw on to come out, and anytime you come out here, you better put on some sleeves. Y'all, I did go back to the Weed and Feed store